The episode Autobiografia lui Celentano of Las Fierbinți stands out as a remarkable exploration of identity, ambition, and the unpredictable humor inherent in small-town life. From the opening scene, the viewer is introduced to Celentano, a character whose idiosyncrasies are at once charming and chaotic, as he meticulously arranges his modest home to reflect the imagined grandeur of his personal history. The episode immediately establishes a juxtaposition between his lofty dreams and the often absurd reality of village life, creating a narrative tension that drives both the comedy and the underlying human drama. One of the most striking aspects of this episode is how the camera work mirrors Celentano's internal world. In the opening shots, the camera lingers on small, seemingly mundane objects: a cracked teacup, a faded photograph, a crooked chair, and yet each item is imbued with symbolic weight, suggesting memories of a life that Celentano reconstructs and embellishes in his autobiography. As the plot unfolds, the writing cleverly intertwines Celentano's narrative ambitions with the interactions of other village residents, whose reactions range from bemused tolerance to outright mockery. The scene in which Celentano attempts to read aloud from his manuscript at the local cafe captures this dynamic perfectly. The villagers, each with their own quirks and idiosyncrasies, provide a chorus of comic relief, but they also serve as a mirror, reflecting the absurdity of human pretension and the universal desire for recognition and legacy. In a particularly memorable sequence, Celentano imagines himself as a celebrated hero of national renown, intercut with shots of him performing trivial tasks like mending fences or herding animals, highlighting the contrast between aspiration and actuality. This blend of fantasy and reality is a recurring motif throughout the episode, and it is executed with an understated elegance that balances humor with empathy. One cannot discuss this episode without acknowledging the role of physical comedy, which is deftly employed to enhance character development. Celentano's exaggerated gestures, from his flamboyant attempts to dust his shelves to his overly dramatic reactions to minor slights, are never gratuitous. They are extensions of his inner narrative and provide insight into his insecurities, desires, and ultimately, his humanity. Another scene that stands out is the interaction between Celentano and a visiting journalist, which functions as both a plot device and a commentary on the nature of storytelling. The journalist's probing questions force Celentano to confront the gaps between his lived experience and the version he presents in his autobiography, creating moments of both humor and poignancy. The dialogue in these sequences is sharp and layered, allowing the audience to appreciate the nuances of rural Romanian social dynamics, while also engaging with universal themes of identity, memory, and aspiration. From a personal perspective, this episode resonates because of the way it captures the small but profound ways in which people seek to assert meaning in their lives. Watching Celentano's determined, often clumsy efforts to write his story reminded me of an elderly neighbor who chronicled his own life in a series of notebooks, filled with both mundane observations and grandiose claims. The authenticity of these human quirks lends the episode an enduring emotional appeal that goes beyond its comedic surface. Furthermore, the episode's pacing and structure deserve mention. The narrative moves fluidly between scenes of quiet introspection, bustling village activity, and fantastical daydreams, maintaining a rhythm that keeps the audience engaged while allowing moments for reflection. The interweaving of humor and sentiment is masterfully timed, ensuring that laughter never undercuts the depth of the character study but rather enhances it. In conclusion, Autobiografia lui Celentano is not merely a humorous interlude in the Las Fierbinți series. It is a thoughtful, multi-layered exploration of ambition, memory, and the ways in which people narrate their own lives. Through meticulous character development, clever dialogue, and a blend of physical comedy with subtle emotional undertones, the episode captures the essence of small-town life while offering a universal reflection on the human condition. It stands as a testament to the power of storytelling, both in fiction and in the real lives that inspire it.